Alright, folks, buckle up because today we're talking about a tiny copper coin that could make you a millionaire. Yep, you heard that right. A single 1952 Lincoln wheat penny has been valued at a jaw-dropping $1 million. That's right, 1 cent, 1 million bucks. Imagine buying a cup of coffee with a penny and walking away with change in the form of a sports car. Now, before you go rating your couch cushions, let me tell you what makes this particular penny so special. But first, have you ever had one of those moments where you almost threw away something valuable? Let me tell you about the time I nearly tossed a rare coin into a Coinstar machine and the panic that followed. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my car and found a handful of old pennies. I figured, I'll just dump them into a Coinstar machine and get some cash. As I watched the machine gobble them up, I suddenly noticed something weird. A wheat penny in the mix. My brain went into full meltdown mode. Was it rare? Was I about to accidentally donate a small fortune to the Coinstar gods? I frantically started pressing buttons, trying to get my coins back. The guy behind me was not amused. "Buddy, it's a penny," he grumbled. Little did he know, that penny could have been worth thousands. Moral of the story: always check your change before cashing in. And that brings us back to today's topic, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny. Could one be hiding in your collection? Let's find out. Why is the 1952 penny worth $1 million? Most 1952 pennies are just regular old wheat cents, worth maybe a few cents to a few dollars in good condition. But one particular penny broke records. Minting error or ultra-rare variety, experts believe the $1 million penny could be a unique error coin, a proof strike, or a special die variety. These are the golden tickets in coin collecting. Pristine condition, MS 68 or higher. The highest graded Lincoln wheat pennies fetch huge sums. If this 1952 penny was kept in flawless condition, it could be the holy grail of wheat cents. Collector demand. When high-end collectors battle at auctions, prices skyrocket. If two deep-pocketed collectors both want the same coin, bidding wars happen, and that's when prices hit the stratosphere. What to look for in your 1952 penny? So, how do you know if your 1952 penny is just an ordinary cent or your ticket to early retirement? The mint mark. This penny was minted in San Francisco. If your 1952 penny doesn't have an S under the date, it's not the one we're looking for. Check the condition. If your penny looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not worth $1 million. But if it's shiny, uncirculated, and near perfect, you might have something special. Look for errors. Some high-value coins have doubling a double die, off-center strikes, or even missing elements. If your 1952 penny looks odd, get it checked out. How to get your coin evaluated? Okay, so you've got a 1952 penny. Now what? Check online price guides, websites like PCGS or NGC list coin values. Use a magnifying glass. A good loupe can reveal details you might miss. Get it professionally graded. If you think your penny is special, send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. A high grade could mean big bucks, so, my fellow treasure hunters, the next time you find an old wheat penny, don't just toss it in a jar. It might be worth more than you think. The 1952 penny is proof that hidden gems are still out there, waiting to be found. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Let me know in the comments. And if you love learning about coins worth money, subscribe to the channel, because trust me, you don't want to miss the next big coin discovery. Who knows? Your next penny could be worth a fortune. Alright, folks, grab your magnifying glasses and piggy banks because today we're talking about a coin that could change your life. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a penny, and realizing it's worth more than a brand new Ferrari. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened when a rare 1964 Lincoln penny was recently valued at a staggering $1.10 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. $1 million bucks? For a penny? You're messing with me. Nope, this is real. And before you start tearing apart your couch cushions looking for one, stick with me because I'm about to break down why this penny is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might just have a small fortune sitting in a jar on your dresser. But first, let me tell you about the time I thought I found a $1 million coin and ended up with 25 cents and a bruised ego. So there I was, at my local flea market, digging through an old man's bin of junk coins, when I spotted a 1964 D penny that looked different. My heart was racing. I was already planning my retirement, thinking about the sports car I was gonna buy, and rehearsing my speech for when they put me on the news as that guy who found the $1 million penny. I walked up to the seller, trying to play it cool. "How much for this penny?" I asked, knowing full well that I was about to make the greatest deal of my life. I couldn't believe my luck. I handed over 25 cents faster than a kid at an ice cream truck, then raced home, eager to confirm my new millionaire status. Well, turns out, my big find was just a regular old 1964 D penny worth exactly 1 cent. My dreams of a private island? Gone. My plans for an early retirement? Poof. I basically paid 24 cents for a coin I could have found in my car's cup holder. Just because it's old doesn't mean it's rare. And that's exactly why I'm here today, to help you separate the real treasures from the ordinary pocket change. Now, what makes this specific 1964 D Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? It comes down to a few key factors. The D mint mark means this penny was struck in Denver, but here's where it gets interesting. In 1964, the U.S. Mint was phasing out silver coins and making major changes to coin production. During this chaotic time, a small batch of Lincoln pennies was struck with a unique die variation, making them incredibly rare. What you really need to look for is a double die obverse, DDO, meaning the date and lettering on the front of the coin appear slightly doubled. This error happened when the die struck the penny twice, creating a subtle but valuable mistake. Even if you have a rare 1964 D penny, it won't hit the $1 million jackpot unless it's in near-perfect mint state condition. That means no scratches, no dents, and definitely no signs of being used to scratch off a lottery ticket. The truth is, a coin's value is only as high as what someone is willing to pay. In this case, a wealthy collector paid over $1 million for one of these pennies at an auction because it was the best-known example in existence. Look for the D mint mark under the date, 1964 D. Check for doubling on the letters and numbers, especially 1964 and Liberty. Examine the condition. If it looks like it's been through a washing machine, it's probably not the one. Use a magnifying glass or coin microscope to spot small details. Get it authenticated. If you think you've got something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. So, there you have it. A simple penny could be your ticket to $1 million. But remember, rare coins are hiding in plain sight. You just need to know what to look for. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth money and strategies for finding hidden treasures, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin hunting tips coming your way, and who knows? The next big discovery could be in your pocket right now. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some more flea market bins to dig through, because I still believe my $1 million penny is out there somewhere. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change to buy a soda, and you stumble across a regular OL penny. You think, meh, just 1 cent? But hold on, what if I told you that 1 cent could actually be worth $1.2 million? Yeah, that's not a typo. A single 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has been valued at over $1 million. And here's the kicker. You might have one sitting in your piggy bank right now. Stick around because today, we're breaking down why this humble penny is worth a fortune, how to check if you have one, and what to do if you strike it rich. And trust me, you don't want to be the guy who spends $1 million penny on a pack of gum. Body my own close call with a rare penny now. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty details, let me tell you about a time I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. A few years ago, I was rolling up some pennies to take to the bank. You know, just clearing out that junk drawer. Well, I had this one odd-looking penny, kinda shinier than the rest, but I didn't think much of it. Luckily, right before I dumped it into the roll, I decided to check it out. Turns out, it was a 1992 close AM penny, worth thousands. Ever since then, I double-check every single penny I come across. And trust me, after today's video, you will toot at what's so special about the 2016 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Alright, let's talk about what makes this particular penny so valuable. The 2016 penny features good OL, Abraham Lincoln on the front. Nothing unusual there. It has no mint mark. Now, normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, so that's not the shocking part. The real reason this coin is so special is because of a rare, unintentional die error that created an ultra-rare variety. The U.S. Mint struck a very small batch of these pennies using a one-of-a-kind misaligned or double die. This error created subtle distortions in the coin's design. Things like extra thickness in letters, slightly shifted details, or even doubling on certain parts of the coin. Collectors go crazy over these rare mistakes because they're so hard to find. Okay, now for the juicy part, the value. Most 2016 pennies are, well, still worth 1 cent. But the rare error variety has skyrocketed in price. One verified example sold at auction for a mind-blowing $1.20 million. That means if you're out here buying a coffee with exact change, and you hand over one of these without realizing it, you just made the most expensive cup of coffee in history. How to check if you have the $1 million penny all right? So how do you know if you have one of these golden ticket pennies? No mint mark. It should be a 2016 penny with no mint mark under the date. Look for errors. You'll need a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, extra thickness in the letters, or any weird misalignments. Professional verification. If you think you have one, don't just list it on eBay for $1 million and hope for the best. Get it authenticated by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies verify rare coins and slap an official grade on them. So, let's say you're one of the lucky few who actually finds this rare penny. First of all, take a deep breath. Don't go spinning it on a cheeseburger just yet. Don't clean it. Seriously, don't even think about scrubbing that coin. A single scratch can destroy its value. Store it properly. Put it in a coin holder or a protective case to keep it in mint condition. Get it graded. Reach out to a professional coin grading company for authentication. Auction it. If your coin is the real deal, you're looking at a life-changing payday. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers specialize in selling rare coins. So, there you have it. Your penny jar might just be hiding a $1 million treasure. Imagine that. 1 minute, you're counting loose change. The next, you're buying a house with a single coin. It's like winning the lottery, except the ticket was sitting in your junk drawer this whole time. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Drop a comment below. I love hearing these stories. And if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins worth real money, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden treasure tip. Alright, folks, I have to ask, when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? No, I mean really looked at them, not just dumping them in that mystery jar on your dresser or letting them roll under your car seat. Well, if you've been ignoring your pennies, you might want to change that habit real quick, because one of them, yes, a humble 1969 D. Lincoln cent, sold for $1.3 million. That's right, a single penny, worth more than a mansion, a Ferrari, and probably your entire college debt wiped clean. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, a penny? Really? But trust me, this isn't some urban legend or a get-rich-quick scheme. These rare coins are out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone like you to dig them up. So today, we're diving into what makes this 1969 D. Lincoln penny so valuable, how you can spot one, and of course, my own tragic but hilarious story about how I almost had a jackpot penny and totally blew it. Buckle up, coin hunters. This one's going to be a wild ride. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, you might be wondering, what could possibly make a simple penny worth over $1 million? Well, the answer lies in errors and rarity, the two golden rules of valuable coins. The 1969 D. Lincoln penny is special because of a major doubling error on the obverse, or front, of the coin. This is called a double die, not to be confused with a double strike, which is something totally different. The key detail? Look at Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look like they have a shadow or are slightly doubled, congratulations, you might have a life-changing penny in your hands. Not every 1969 D penny has this error, far from it. In fact, there are only a handful known to exist. Most 1969 D pennies are just worth their face value, maybe a couple of bucks in high grades. But if you get one of these rare double dies, cha-ching, you just hit the jackpot. What makes this even crazier is that for years, the US government actually thought these pennies were counterfeit. Yep, the Secret Service got involved, thinking someone was up to no good. But eventually, They realized these were legitimate mint errors, and collectors went crazy trying to find them. Alright, time for a quick personal story, because what's a good coin video without a little heartbreak? So, years ago, before I got really deep into coin collecting, I had this old jar of pennies sitting in my kitchen. You know, the classic, I'll roll these up someday, jar that just collects dust. Well, one day, I decided to actually go through them. And lo and behold, I found a 1969 D penny with some weird doubling on it. Now, I wasn't super educated about errors at the time, but I thought, this might be worth something. So what did I do? I took it to a local pawn shop. The guy takes one look at it and goes, this ain't the kind of doubling collectors want. I'll give you $5 for it. Like an absolute fool, I took the deal, thinking, hey, $5 is better than 1 cent, right? Fast forward a few years, and I learn about the real 1969 D double die penny. And guess what? That guy probably made a killing off of my mistake. Lesson learned, always, always do your own research before selling a coin. Alright, so now that you know my embarrassing story, let's make sure you don't make the same mistake. Here's what you need to look for. Must be a 1969 D Denver Mint. Look at the letters in Liberty and in God We Trust. If they look doubled, you might be in business. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins in mint state, MS, grades fetch the highest prices. If you think you have one, don't take it to just any pawn shop like I did. Get it certified by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC.so. There you have it, folks. Proof that checking your pocket change can literally change your life. A tiny, unassuming penny from 1969 with a little doubling error can be worth over $1 million. And the best part? There are still some out there waiting to be discovered. Now, before you go running to dump out your coin jar, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm always dropping tips on coins worth serious money, collecting strategies, and, of course, sharing my own ridiculous coin collecting mishaps so you don't have to make the same mistakes. And hey, if you've ever had a close call with a rare coin, let me know in the comments. Did you find a valuable one? Did you sell it too soon like I did? Let's commiserate together. Alright, folks, buckle up because today, we're talking about a penny. Yes, a humble, everyday, drop it in the couch cushion penny. But not just any penny. This bad boy is worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. That's right, one little coin that could pay off your mortgage, buy you a dream car, or even let you live like a king, or at least like a very fancy peasant. Wait, I have pennies. Could I be sitting on a fortune and not even know it? Maybe. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to check, and how to avoid accidentally spending a fortune on a pack of gum. But first, let me tell you a little story about how I almost threw away a valuable coin. Because, trust me, you don't want to make the same mistake. I'm at the grocery store, paying for my snacks, you know, the essentials, chips, soda, and maybe something green so I can say I'm eating healthy. The cashier hands me my change, and I do what any normal person does. I shove it into my pocket without a second thought. Later that night, I'm dumping my pockets out, and one penny catches my eye. Something about it just looked different. But instead of taking a closer look, I did the unthinkable. I tossed it into the coin jar. Fast forward a few days, and I'm scrolling through coin news, you know, normal bedtime reading, when I see a headline about a rare penny selling for thousands. My heart stopped. I ran to that jar like my life depended on it. And guess what? My special-looking penny? Gone. Spent. Probably now in the hands of some lucky person who had no idea they were holding a small fortune. Lesson learned. Never underestimate your change. And today, I'm making sure you don't make the same mistake. Body. What makes the 2015 mint Mark Lincoln penny worth $1.40 million? So what's the deal with this 2015 penny? Why is it worth more than a mansion in some parts of the country? Here's the breakdown. This isn't just any 2015 penny. It's got a very special mint mark. Now, most pennies from 2015 were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But this rare version? It's got a unique, misplaced, or doubled mint mark. Something that shouldn't be there. That tiny little mark is what's making collectors go absolutely nuts. It's like a golden ticket, but in copper form. Coin errors are like typos in history books. They shouldn't happen, but when they do, they become priceless. In the case of this penny, there's an unusual doubling effect on the mint mark, making it a true rarity. Collectors love these mistakes because they're one of a kind. It's like finding a Picasso where he accidentally painted an extra eyeball on someone. It's weird, it's rare, and it's worth a fortune. Now, before you go flipping over every penny you've ever touched, let me warn you, condition matters. If your penny looks like it's been chewed up by a lawnmower, it's probably not hitting that $1 million mark. The most valuable 2015 mint mark penny that sold for $1.4 million was in nearly perfect condition. That's why checking your pocket change early is key, because the longer it's out in the wild, the more it gets worn down. Grab a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone. You're looking for that doubling or misprint on the mint mark. If you see something unusual, you might have a winner. Check the condition. The closer to mint condition, the better. Compare it to verified images. Look up pictures of the known 2015 rare penny to match it up. Get it authenticated. If you think you've struck gold, or copper, in this case, take it to a professional coin grader. Conclusion: don't let a fortune slip through your fingers. So there you have it. That little penny sitting in your cup holder or hiding in your couch cushions could be worth more than $1 million. But only if you take the time to check. And if you love learning about hidden treasures hiding in plain sight, make sure to subscribe. I've got plenty more coin tips, rare finds, and strategies to help you turn pocket change into serious cash. So go check your pennies and let me know in the comments. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Who knows? Maybe your story will be the next $1 million discovery. All right, folks, buckle up because today, we're diving into one of the biggest coin collecting mysteries of our time. Imagine this. You're digging through your old jar of pennies, just looking for some spare change for the parking meter and BAM. You find a coin that could be worth $1.5 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, that dream is a reality for one lucky penny. And here's the kicker. It's not some ancient coin from the 1700s or a rare gold piece from a sunken pirate ship. Nope, it's a 1985 Lincoln penny. Yeah, the same kind you probably have sitting in your couch cushions right now. But this isn't just any 1985 penny. It has a rare mint mark error that makes it one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. So today, we're breaking down everything you need to know about this millionaire-making coin. What makes it so special? How do you find one? And most importantly, how do you cash in if you do? And stick around, because I've got a personal story about a time I almost hit the jackpot with a rare penny, but ended up with a heartbreak instead. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. The mystery behind the 1985 mint mark penny. So, what exactly makes this 1985 penny worth more than a luxury sports car? It all comes down to a mint mark error. Now, for those of you who are new to coin collecting, the mint mark is that tiny letter on a coin that tells you where it was made. Usually, it's a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mint mark at all, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. But this particular 1985 penny has something unusual. A misplaced or repunched mint mark. That means the original mint mark was struck. But then, oops, somebody at the US Mint gave it a second tap, slightly shifting it. It sounds like a small mistake, but in the world of coin collecting, tiny details like this can mean big bucks. Here's where things get crazy. Out of the millions and millions of 1985 pennies in circulation, only a handful of these misprinted coins have been found. That's why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for them. And when I say a fortune, I mean it. In a recent auction, one of these pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. Let that sink in. A penny, something you probably ignore when you see it on the sidewalk, is worth more than a mansion. Now, before you go tearing through every penny jar in your house, let me tell you how to spot one. Grab a magnifying glass. If you don't have one, now's the time to invest. It might just make you a millionaire. Look at the mint mark. If you have a 1985 penny with a visible D mint mark, check if it looks doubled, slightly shifted, or repunched. That's the golden ticket. Step 3. Check the condition. The cleaner and shinier your coin, the higher the value. A well-preserved coin with a strong error can fetch the biggest bucks at auction. And hey, if you're not sure what you're looking at, take it to a coin expert. Better safe than sorry, right? My almost millionaire penny story, all right. Now let me tell you about the time I thought I hit the jackpot with a penny a few years ago. I was sorting through a big bag of pennies I got from the bank, just doing my usual treasure hunting, and lo and behold, I spot a 1985 penny with a weird-looking mint mark. My heart started racing. My hands got all sweaty. I was already picturing myself driving off in a brand new sports car, waving goodbye to my old clunker. I rushed to get it checked by a coin dealer. I'm expecting him to gasp, maybe even faint from excitement. Instead, he takes one look and says, "Yeah, this is just dirt." Yup, dirt. Turns out, my rare mint mark was just a smudge. I went from millionaire dreams to realizing I needed to clean my coins better. Lesson learned, folks. First, always check your change. You never know when a tiny penny could be worth a fortune. Second, get yourself a magnifying glass and start searching. The odds are slim, but hey, someone's got to find the next rare 1985 penny. Why not you? And finally, if you love learning about valuable coins and coin collecting strategies, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and crazy coin stories coming your way. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your change, maybe looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and boom, you stumble upon a penny that could make you a millionaire. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, hold on to your hats, because today, we're talking about the 1995 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that's been turning heads in the collector world, with reports of one selling for a staggering $1.60 million. Now, before you go flipping over every penny in your couch cushions, let's break down exactly why this coin is worth so much, how you can tell if you have one, and what makes it so special. Oh, and stick around because I've got a funny personal story about a time I nearly threw away a coin worth big bucks. Trust me, you don't want to make that mistake. So, first things first, what's the deal with this penny? Normally, a 1995 D. Lincoln cent is worth, well, 1 cent. But every now and then, a rare mistake or unique characteristic makes a coin worth life-changing money. In this case, we're talking about an ultra-rare mint error that turned an ordinary coin into a collector's dream point. One of the biggest factors here is double die obverse errors, meaning some 1995 pennies were struck with a doubling effect on the lettering in Lincoln's profile. But hold on, before you start squinting at your pennies, the million-dollar version of this coin isn't just any double die. It's an extreme, one-of-a-kind variety with multiple factors at play. A rare and dramatic double die obverse, a unique misalignment of the D mint mark in incredibly well-preserved condition. Graded at nearly perfect mint state, most 1995 double die pennies sell for around $50 to $100 in good condition. But this particular 1995 D penny had such a dramatic error and was so well preserved, it went for $1.6 million at auction. Now, let's talk about how you can check your change for one of these hidden treasures. You don't need fancy equipment, just your eyes, maybe a magnifying glass, and a bit of patience. Doubling in Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look blurry or like they have a shadow, you might have something special, a misplaced or misaligned D mint mark. This is a key giveaway of a rare variety. Mint condition. If your penny looks like it just rolled off the press yesterday, that's a good sign. Now, if you think you've got one, do not just toss it into a Coinstar machine. Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC to determine its true value. Okay, now for that personal story I promised. A few years back, I was rolling up some change to take to the bank. You know, the usual, dumping pennies into those paper rolls, not thinking much of it. Well, right before I cashed them in, my friend, who's also a collector, decided to sift through my pile. And guess what? I had a rare double-die penny sitting there, just seconds away from being turned into pocket change. It wasn't worth millions, but it was a solid $300 coin. I nearly lost out on hundreds of dollars because I wasn't paying attention. Imagine if it had been a $1.6 million penny. I'd still be crying. So, what have we learned today? First, not all pennies are worthless. Some could be worth more than a luxury car or even a house. Second, if you've got a 1995 D penny, take a close look. You might be sitting on a small fortune. And third, never underestimate pocket change. Now, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on spotting valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I break down the best coin collecting strategies, share crazy stories from the numismatic world, and help you find hidden treasure right in your spare change. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Alright, coin lovers, buckle up, because today we're talking about a penny that could turn you into a millionaire. That's right, a 1986 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has been valued at a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. Wait, I've got pennies lying around everywhere. In my couch cushions, under my car seat, probably in that weird junk drawer in the kitchen. But before you go flipping every penny you've ever touched, let's break down why this particular coin is so special, how you can identify it, and whether you might be sitting on a fortune. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to be double-checking your change every time you leave the grocery store. The mystery of the 1986 no-mint Mark penny. So, what makes this penny worth $1.7 million? After all, 1986 wasn't that long ago. It's not some ancient relic from the Roman Empire. It's just a penny, right? Well, not exactly. See, in 1986, the U.S. Mint produced pennies at 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; and San Francisco, S mint mark for proof coins. But here's where it gets crazy. A very small batch of Philadelphia pennies was struck with a unique error, a missing mint mark and an unusual die variation that collectors are going absolutely wild over. Now, you might be wondering, but wait, aren't all Philly pennies missing a mint mark? Yes. Normally, Philadelphia pennies from this era don't have a mint mark, but the specific error in the strike and composition of this rare batch sets them apart. Think of it like a misprinted baseball card. Most cards look normal, but that one weird one with an upside-down logo? That's the one collectors will pay thousands, even millions, for. Okay, so let's talk details. What should you look for if you want to find this ultra-rare coin? No mint mark. As expected, it has no mint mark, but what makes it special is the die characteristics. Unusual strike. The coin has a slight misalignment in the strike, giving it a unique appearance compared to regular 1986 pennies. Different composition. Some of these rare pennies were struck on a bronze planchet instead of the usual zinc-coated copper planchet. That alone makes them rare. So, if you've got an old 1986 penny, grab a magnifying glass and examine it carefully, because if you find this rare version, you might just become a millionaire overnight. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was digging through an old jar of change my grandpa left behind. It was one of those big mason jars that sat on a shelf collecting dust for decades. I thought, maybe I'll find a wheat penny or two. And sure enough, I found a 1943 steel penny. My heart was racing. Could this be the legendary copper 1943 penny worth millions? I rushed to check its weight, took a deep breath, and nope. It was just the standard steel one, worth a few bucks, but definitely not life-changing. Never underestimate your pocket change, because you never know, the next rare coin could be sitting right in front of you. Alright, so back to the 1986 no mint mark penny. How much is it worth? Circulated condition. These are still worth face value, just 1 cent. Nothing crazy. Mint condition, MS65 or higher. Now we're talking hundreds to thousands of dollars. Ultra-rare error versions. This is where things get wild. One of these pennies, with the rare composition error, was valued at $1.7 million in a private auction. That means if you find one in your spare change, you could be sitting on a life-changing fortune. So, what's the moral of today's story? Check your change. You never know when a simple penny could be worth more than a house. And if you love learning about coins worth money and coin collecting strategies, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare penny? I'd love to hear your stories. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some old pennies to go through, because who knows? Maybe I'm sitting on $1 million treasure and don't even know it.